You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then fucking end
Yeah.
it. Why? If you know it's over, end it. I hate that excuse. I
Speak that shit,
Talk your
Sean.
shit, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
they
go.
knew it was over. I didn't catch them by surprise. I think you did. I think you might have.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? Welcome to Reddit on Wiki, where we scour Reddit in search of some of the wildest stories the internet has to offer. My name is Josh Shell, and back at it are my co-hosts, John Consignato and Sean Salvino. What's up, boys?
Heidi ho.
Money guy Sean with the shirt.
Yeah.
Have you bought your Sean Buck shirt yet? I don't know what we're calling it.
Sean.
I truly don't know if we've sold any.
Sick. You guys clamored for it and then did not back up your words. I'll remember that forever.
Well,
y'all.
What is
also,
wrong
to be
with you
fair,
people?
I don't know if we announced it at all on the show.
Did we
So
not?
if people found it, they found it. I don't know if it's been purchased. I have not
That's
looked,
fair.
but
we are making steps to get more professional with
Yes.
advertising our merch and getting like merch
Professional
drops.
help. Yes.
we have
Yeah.
made steps to get the merch
We have made
that we
steps.
all want.
God, we gotta get that out
Who are you
ASAP before the
speaking for?
train is over.
I don't think
want-
it'll ever end. Just like
Hopefully.
roaches, they live forever.
John, I need you to get ChatGPT to write an update for me because I'm thirsting for some updates.
You're just hooked now.
So strange to hear you say thirsting over roach stories.
I was gonna make a joke, but I can't even think of like a roach ussy. Is that what we call it?
Roachessy?
Roachessy?
Roachessy? Oh my God, Josh.
I'm on Reddit too often.
Roachessy.
God damn. All right. Well, before we get demonetized too early in this episode, let's move on to the stories that we've got lined up today. On today's episode, we have a mother-in-law who almost kills OP, a fiance.
Hey, yo, damn.
Yeah, we're talking murder.
You're starting
here.
off hot.
True crime today, baby.
Josh's roots.
Yeah, my roots. A fiance demands too much for her dream wedding. A stepdad isn't invited to his stepson's wedding. An OP refuses to celebrate the 4th of July. And an OP hates his daughter's name.
Yikes.
So after that, we got the exclusive, the Patreon stories. Where we have an OP who wants to skip her brother's wedding and a boyfriend ignores his girlfriend on her birthday. So if you want to get those last two stories and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. Link is in the show notes if you want a quick access to it. Sign up today for that as well as monthly bonus episodes and Wednesday content as well. Also, just side note, there's a lot of wedding stories. I think it's wedding season now, so there's a lot of Am I the Asshole wedding stories.
Maybe.
I tried to, diversify it a bit, but there are a few wedding stories in today's episode, as you can tell. So
No worries.
Sean, how's that bachelor fund coming?
The costs keep rising by the day.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, excuse me? But don't worry about me, guys.
Sean's going to be writing his own Am I the Asshole story. Am I the asshole for not going to my friend's bachelor party?
I think I might go and then just not do any of the activities. Just be at the house the whole time.
Just be
Hey,
there for
guys.
Sean
vibes.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
You'll be like, will you take Sean bucks and then try and
I
hand out
have
your
a
stickers?
lot of these shirts, guys.
We
They
ordered
need to
hundreds.
sell.
Oh, God. All right. Let's hop into the first story. Cross-posted by a first for me, anyway. Cheer hurt my soul. Am I the asshole for not trusting my mother-in-law because she almost killed me?
No.
I also would not trust her.
If it's a minor inconvenience, maybe. Not the asshole. But That's your life involved, baby girl or baby boy, whatever. Like, that's a no-no.
You're allowed to not trust anybody. You know what I
I'm
mean?
picturing like Michael Scott when Jim moved backwards and he fell into the koi pond. Like that would be, a case where it's accidental, but not your fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're allowed not to trust people, I think, right?
yeah, I think
Stone
so.
Cold Steve Austin said it best. Don't trust anybody.
DTA.
There you go. What are we, 5 minutes into the episode? We got a WWE
Wrestling
reference.
already.
We're off to a good start. Good start. So, first, I already read the title. I'm an idiot. Let's get into the story here. I, 28 female, just had my first baby with my husband, 31 male. His mother.
Congrats.
Yes, actually. Yeah, good call, Sean. Good call.
Good on
And it's
ya.
above the 25-year limit, so we're good.
A little close. Just kidding. Just, as long as it hits the number.
His mother, 58 female, was a single mom, and it's always kind of just been them. They are very close, but she's been pretty nice to me, which is why the story was a bit surprising. Ever since I was a baby, I have been allergic to coconuts. I break out into hives, and my throat swells up. My mother-in-law is a bit of an overly anxious person, and that seemed to go into overdrive when I got pregnant. Right away, she demanded I start taking prenatals, which is understandable. Except she apparently talked to her doctor and demanded I use the brand that she said was best. Demanded that I start working from home to relieve stress, etc. Just a bit over the top. It got to a head when she did more research and concluded that her grandson cannot have formula and must be breastfed. After months of her sending me articles about how formula is poison, I finally told her we will just breastfeed despite the fact that I wasn't really planning on it. Also, I don't know if formula is actually, I think it depends on how you prepare it. That makes it poisonous or not. So as long as you read the instructions and do it properly, I think it's okay.
Three guys, no kids.
Talking the wrong
have
two
no
dudes.
clue.
I listened to a Behind the Bastards episode. He did one on Nestle and how they killed tons of babies, but it's because they sent the formula to like third world countries where they can't properly prepare it. And then
So they were
it's
like they're guinea pigs
horrible.
essentially,
Not
or they
guinea
just
pigs,
sent
they-
it out.
they would just get kids reliant on the formula and the mothers would no longer produce milk. So then they'd have to buy more milk. So they give out like free samples. And then, it's horrible. Horrible. Definitely go listen to it. But formula in and of itself is not terrible. The capitalistic company at the top of this is the horrible part.
Jesus
Disgusting.
Christ.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a side note. Sorry. Come the day I have my son, and it is a traumatic birth. 50 hours in labor just for me to hemorrhage and have to get a C-section.
Jeez.
My son had a few complications and had to be in the NICU. Between the stress of it all, my supply never really came in. By day 3, I was scared to not feed my child more than a couple ounces, so I put him on formula to supplement the first few weeks. My mother-in-law was furious, and the day we brought him home, she had a breakdown because I was going to kill her baby if I didn't breastfeed. After a few weeks, we were trying anything to increase my supply, and it was slowly going up. As I was still healing, my mother-in-law went to grocery shopping for us. She knows that I'm allergic to coconut. She has seen me have a reaction before, and we have reminded her many times. Well, that night, she brought me my water bottle that was filled with juice. Except it wasn't juice, it was body armor, which is a coconut water energy drink.
No.
To be fair, I had no idea body armor was coconut.
I mean, fair.
I thought body armor was just like another Gatorade type deal.
Okay.
But doesn't it say the flavor in the front though? Usually it says
I've never tried it, so I
coconut
don't
water?
know. But I
I'm
imagine
assuming because
if-
it's probably like a white label. Because usually when it's like a coconut drink, it usually has like a white and green label. So I'm pretty sure it's up there, blasted.
very prominently. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, I
think
have
so.
no idea. I've never bought it.
You said
I
it was
imagine-
body armor.
Yeah. Look it
Yeah.
up, John. I'll
I
continue
want
to
to
read
say
the
that's
story.
the official drink of the UFC or some shit like that. That's the only reason I know
Oh.
it exists.
Yeah, dude, it's like the straight, like the fucking. it's a white bottle and it's like green and has a coconut on the ridges. Like it's super
Yikes.
obvious that it's coconut.
She
Well,
just
at
thought it
least-
was aesthetic.
And she put it in a glass.
Well,
I wonder
mean-
if she just gave her a bottle. Because if she gave her the bottle, then obviously she would know not to drink it.
well, it sounds like the mother-in-law put it in like a water bottle,
That's
much
murder.
like this or something.
That's murder.
Yeah.
That is.
So it didn't taste like coconut, so I drank a lot of it.
Oh,
I ended up needing to go to the hospital 3 weeks post-op because my throat was closing. My husband was furious, but he assured me it was probably an accident. Well, it wasn't. My
Ooh.
mother-in-law asked me a few days later if I felt like it helped my supply at all. Apparently, she did more research and saw that some people claimed body armor increased their supply like crazy. So she figured, you have an EpiPen, it wouldn't kill you. Plus,
Who the
if
fuck
it
told
helps
you,
the
Joe
baby,
Rogan?
That's what matters.
what the fuck?
Holy.
That's attempted murder.
Literally, I think you could charge her on that, to be
I
honest.
think
And
you
she knew.
could.
And
Yeah.
she knew.
Meditated,
Yeah.
premeditated.
You've got an EpiPen, you'll be fine. What if she's not near her EpiPen? Holy shit. I don't know if it's just the hormones or if it's justified, but I cussed her out and told her to leave my house. I told her that if
justified.
she was willing to risk my life for her own delusions, then she cannot be trusted with my baby. I don't want her to be at my house or around my child or me. My husband said he thinks I'm being over dramatic.
No.
Am I the asshole?
No.
No, your mother-in-law's cocoa nuts, baby girl. Like
Jesus.
she knew, and like what Sean said, that is premeditated murder, bro.
I told you, true crime. I wasn't kidding. It's literally a potential, homicide. That's crazy.
She knew.
Oh man, and like it always gets me because she always puts research in quotation marks, which I find is funny and true. Because a lot of people just
Facebook
like
and Twitter.
Facebook,
That's where they got
or
it
Joe
from.
Rogan.
not Twitter anymore. But
Oh yeah, Twitter's not existent anymore.
yeah, you
yes.
cap out after you do too much research.
Oh my god. I mean, it
But yeah,
tracks,
that's-
Sean. Like the body armors is the official drink of UFC. Probably heard it from Joe Rogan.
Probably,
It's
to be
probably
honest.
true, actually.
Yeah.
It's all
Um,
connected.
Yeah,
Capitalism.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, even if so my thought is like, even if she thinks this is like gonna help her supply, you're like like more than 0% chance to kill her anyway, and then she can't feed the baby her breast milk anyway. So I truly don't understand it. Plus, you don't know the health complications that could go along with this, where she can't feed anyway, like the stress on the body, that would stop milk production. There's just so many like things that could happen that would prevent her from breastfeeding after this. It's insane.
And you're not a physician. Why are you recommending shit?
Also, maybe that initial doctor needs to be questioned, because how are you going to let somebody demand you to prescribe something
Change it.
to your patient?
Ooh,
You're
good
the
point.
Yeah.
doctor.
That
You
is
shouldn't
true.
be bending your will to a mother-in-law. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
man.
That's been this whole story is weird.
The amount of doctor stories I hear that are like doctors that are just either downplay how they treat women, or like just don't understand what women are saying when they're like because it's men doctors is insane. Sienna actually has a friend that almost died because of a medical misdiagnosis.
Oh no.
Yeah,
And I don't want to like divide things up, but like especially women of color, like
Yes,
the deaths for women
do
of
have the
color in
highest-
childbirth is fucking
Yep.
insane.
It's one of the highest.
Yeah.
Actually, it is the highest, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
is the highest, yeah.
yeah. So I think Sienna wants to get her on Sangria with Sienna. I don't know if that'll happen or when, because that's her story to tell. But it's a fascinating story to listen to. I think the only other thing I'd say about this story specifically is your husband siding with his mom is a
He's
huge
an
red flag
idiot.
for me.
Yeah, that's bad.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you could overreact to attempted murder, especially once she admitted that it wasn't an accident, because he was mad initially, but was like, but it's an accident. She comes out and says, "Oh no, it wasn't an accident." And he's like, "Well,
And you
don't
still?
overreact.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Why were you mad in the first place then?
Yeah, you should be even more angry. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?"
And like you should be wanting to protect the wife and mother of your child instead of the mother who's trying to kill your wife. That's just insane. It's insane.
She's the one that's gonna be needing body armor because I'll be throwing hands, left, right, all name it, anything.
That was a good one.
You're welcome.
I liked it better
sponsored,
than
by the way.
cocoa nuts.
I think, to be honest, when we did the coconut cult on Let's Start a Cult, I think you
That was
used
a
that
remember that
same pun.
It's low hanging fruit,
Yeah. I
which is the opposite of a coconut.
Oh.
Because
'Cause it's high
coconuts
as shit.
are high as fuck.
Fun fact: I used to climb those trees when I was in the Philippines, and they are very high.
mean, did you do it to get coconuts or just for fun?
No, to get coconuts, like bro,
Okay.
all the fruits there are just so easily accessible. You literally just climb trees and just to get fruit.
What a world.
Did you still climb a tree?
Oh, absolutely not. My knees would not allow it, brother. the way I'm girthy in the midsection, it ain't gonna happen, bro.
I saw
A
somebody
smaller palm
insult.
tree.
This isn't about you, but just because you're talking about your body, it reminded me of like an insult I heard about my body. Well, not about my body, but I heard about somebody else's, and I was like, I feel like I'm also similarly shaped. I saw somebody say, "Your body is shaped like an air fryer," and I was like, that feels relatable, bro. Like just
It does.
wide set. I was like, dude, I feel like I'm fucking built like a goddamn air fryer. It's crazy.
That insult has layers, because it doesn't mean you're like.
It doesn't mean you're technically fat. You're just like kind of like, I guess, rectangle shaped. You're just
Rectangle, yeah.
wide shoulder, wide stomach vibe. I don't know. I read that and I
built
felt it in
different,
myself.
Sean.
I was like, I'm
We're
built
just built
different.
different.
I'm built like a fucking air fryer or toaster oven. You may not like it, but this is what peak masculinity looks like, brother.
Crispy like my hairline.
Which is not crispy at all. Again,
Not at all. I need a
alopecia all
haircut,
over the
brother.
fucking.
Holy shit. My shit is pushed back all the way.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Sorry to get off topic.
No, that's
Oh, no,
okay.
you're good, bro. That shit was funny as hell.
That's why you're here, Sean. 90% of the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. So I think we can all confidently say you're not the asshole for reacting like that.
Oh, for sure.
And
I think this might have been the first week in a month and a half where I start off with a W. I think
True.
I've been starting off on L's and then being perfect
is a
the
good
rest of the
sign.
episode. But
so maybe it'll reverse. You'll be terrible.
I
for
already
most of-
have an idea for the punishment if I ever do get the chance to dole out a punishment.
Oh,
I
wow.
already messaged Nancy, just waiting for her to respond to what your
I will
punishment
tell
would
her
be.
to check her fucking DMs.
Please and
She's
thank
like-
you, my guy.
She's like, I blocked John.
who the fuck is this guy? Keep bothering me.
No, she is definitely excited to talk about ways to hurt me. So
Oh, I am looking forward to
She's like,
it.
I got a list. Oh, God. All right. So let's move on to the next story. Cross posted by Zemich8, which I believe is also a first for me.
Okay.
This one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Accommodating My Fiance's Dream Wedding Idea?
this is tough. Because
This is
sometimes, you know,
Well, what is your motto? If you can't afford the dream, you got to change the dream.
you gotta change the dream.
Yeah.
So that is your motto, Sean.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this could also be a trick where she's asking for something very simple and affordable, and he's just like, "That's dumb."
Or I'm reverse tricking you and making you
Or
think
it's a reverse
easy.
trick. You're just fucking. All right, I'm gonna go read it again one more time.
Am I the asshole for not accommodating my fiance's dream wedding idea?
Ooh, I'm gonna say no.
Damn, I'm gonna go everyone sucks here.
Oh, a rarity.
Are we allowed
I
to
like
guess
it.
that?
You can guess whatever you want.
God
I'm
damn
gonna
it!
say everyone sucks here because I feel like both of them are not possibly giving compromises to each other. So
Okay.
that's my guess.
I like the bold hype shanthesis. There we go.
Hypothesis.
I
I guess we're
yeah.
rebranding it now.
Also,
I have to make it a button so it's easier. I can just press it.
I've been meaning to write back to the person that wants to get it tatted on you. I'm so sorry. I've had an extremely busy couple of weeks. Like had to travel for my father-in-law's birthday, had to travel for my friend's birthday, then fucking July 4th weekend. It's been crazy for me. I haven't had time. But I also am scared to just write it down in my regular handwriting because you are willing to do this, and I'm scared that you're gonna get.
Can you explain for anyone who doesn't know what's going on what you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be outed, so I won't say your name. But
Yeah,
there is a Wikimaniac that wants to get hyanthosis tattooed on their body. They also said they don't want it horizontal; they need it vertical, and they asked for it to be in my handwriting. But I feel like maybe I should draw a nicer font because my handwriting. Wikimaniac, my friend, you don't know what my handwriting looks like. It's not good.
Does Nancy have nice handwriting?
Nicer than mine, yeah, for sure.
Okay, you could maybe do that then.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that, or I'll type it up on Canva or something. But I will get to it. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. And if anything, this has given you more time to maybe reconsider if this is something you want. But
like
I will get that to you.
You have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I will get it to you.
This is a permanent body modification on your end, so think carefully.
I'm imagining this isn't your first tattoo, so at least I pray to God
Would be so funny if it was.
Would
though.
be hilarious. And again, we are, the first tattoo. I haven't talked to you guys about it, but that's got to be a fucking automatic rich tier for life. You got to think. Tatted on your body?
Yeah.
We'll discuss it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there's a discount code we could do for that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Create like a penny tier and just have them access to everything.
You could give them the OG tier that we gave to our very first patron.
Oh, yeah, true.
But who knows? Yeah. Apologies.
All right, so let's hop in. Now that we have that out of the way, Sean's
so sorry.
House cleaning.
House cleaning.
Let's get into the fiance's dream wedding idea. So my fiance, Ella, 31 female, and I, 32 male, are thinking of getting married soon. I proposed 10 years ago once we both graduated after we met our first year of university. We're only getting married now because I feel we're in a good place financially. We were making a guest list and it came to about 50 people. We have a large family, so majority of the guests are that, and the rest make up close friends. We're both in agreement with the type of venue, the idea of having a photographer and videographer, so we have a wedding photos and a short film. The issue I have is that Ella wants us to be married abroad and for the wedding to happen next year and to create a miniature holiday. She wants it to be a 5-day long event going home on Sunday. I put my foot down and told her that it would be hard for everyone to fly out so long, and it would be expensive for the guests who would have to book time off to attend. We can afford it, but it would also be very expensive for us. My idea was to have a courthouse wedding before, and we can shorten the wedding into a weekend trip and have a photographer and videographer film that. We could do an informal ceremony where we say I do, have a fancy dinner with cake cutting, and then celebrate for the rest of the time. Ella doesn't think it's a proper wedding, and she's waited 10 years to marry me. We've spent all that time saving up and delaying the wedding for other things in life, and she's been dreaming of being able to do this. She also says that her parents are more than willing to help pay for flights and venues for everyone, and then brackets, they're well-off doctors, which we just made fun of earlier. So we would just need to help paying for the rest of the wedding and festivities. She thinks that if people cannot make it, it isn't the end of the world, and we can just celebrate with them after our 5-day event abroad. Also, that my idea is just essentially a holiday for everyone without the wedding part, and she wants to be walked down the aisle and have a classic ceremony. I still don't agree, and even if her parents want to front the flights and venue, it's embarrassing to use their money given we've been saving all this time. So am I the asshole?
John might be right on everybody kind of sucks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because look, she has a very fantastical idea. 5 days off for every single wedding guest is kind of crazy. That's asking a lot for your guests.
And it's international.
But you came back with like a much simpler, like not even kind of like meeting in the middle. You went like, it's kind of like when you're trying to bargain something. You're like, all right, I'm selling for 180. Would you take 100? No,
like
you gotta be close. Yeah. You gotta be, maybe the same idea, maybe 5-day or whatever in like a different city close by, or you can fly out, but it just be like a couple of days instead of 5 days, like something close. So she gave her idea, and then you said, "How about this?" And then you had nothing remotely like
Close
similar.
to.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be expensive, but you didn't have like a single thing on her list. So like,
Right.
Again, and this may be just me trying to persevere myself here, but the technical question is: are you the asshole for not accommodating? I'm gonna still say no, but you are an asshole for not helping come with a compromise. You know what I mean? So, but also, I don't know if she really sucks, to be honest, though. Either.
Yeah, I think she's waited 10 years, right?
I think she's actually, now that I think about it, she just gave her idea. She's not like demanding it be this idea. She's just saying, hey, this is the idea. And then she's opening the door for collaboration. And then you took none of her ideas with your suggestion. So I do think OP kind of sucks. I don't know if OP sucks for... No, I'm going to stop trying to be technical. I'll just take my L. I think OP sucks.
No, actually,
He's the
I was going to
asshole
say, I was going to take the L, and I think he sucks, but not more so in an asshole type of way. Because yes, based on the information you said, Sean, I think she did wait those 10 years. And I think because like she got the impression like, oh, hey, yes, we're going to go through these weddings. Like every factor that kind of stopped us from long ago, there's not a barrier anymore. We're well off. Like we have parents that are willing to support. Granted, I understand. We didn't ask like my parents or like, Juliet's parents to help us on our wedding. Like we wanted to do it all on our own. That's why it was like it was like a small scale wedding. But I can understand that like you are asking guests to invest that much time in your wedding. And I could see how that's kind of intimidating to ask, or kind of frankly embarrassing to do that for me. But I did hear a point where the spouse said, or the partner said that, hey, if they can't make it, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So
that's where I was going to go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the part where I was like, she doesn't suck for that. Cause yes, like it is a grand wedding or like a grand idea that she has, but she's not going bridezilla and say every 50 like members, they have to be there or else the wedding is like a failure. So I'm taking an L. Like I still wouldn't call him an asshole. I just think he sucks.
But if we're not willing to call him an asshole, he's definitely the worst person in this story.
Out of this story, yes.
Out of what we have so far. Which would,
I was going to call him an asshole.
In most circumstances. Yeah. I mean, he really went out of his way to not include a single bullet point on her idea list.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree now. Like, yes, because to me, every time I hear someone says, I put my foot down, it's saying that like it's my decision or
there's no more conversation.
It's not going to happen. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know what? You guys are right. You talked me into it.
Nice. I barely had to say anything. This is, but yeah, because I was thinking like all those little things kind of add up to an asshole, right? Like they waited 10 years. She's been building up like, oh, I want to do this. Like this is something I want to do, and that's what your wedding is. It's for you, right? And so you propose this. Hey, we're doing a 5-day thing. Wedding's going to be on this day. Be awesome if you guys could be there at least for that day. If you want to ask the parent, or the parents have offered, so if you want to accept them to pay for some flights for people that can't afford it, that's a way around it, right? Like, and she's not, as you guys said, demanding people make it. She's just hey, if you guys could make, like, if people don't show up, that's okay with me. This is something I want to do, and I've waited 10 years for this. This is for me, and for you to just be like, no, we're getting eloped and everyone, we're doing a ceremony after.
Screw you for waiting 10 years. That's your dumbass's fault.
Yeah, that's where I was like, that's asshole movish.
And I have no like, and this isn't like us trying to say like, courthouse weddings, aren't just.
I wish I had a courthouse wedding.
Absolutely not.
We're just saying that like, if she has this idea, you gotta, and you're trying to compromise. If you don't think that's acceptable, you gotta come up with something similar to and like the vibe is completely different from a 5-day vacation abroad to
like a elope
to elopement.
And I feel like I think the reason for me that I came up with that initial everyone sucks, because I feel like they didn't talk about this journey like the whole time, like them planning it. But now hearing this story, it was kind of like a switch up. Like I imagining that he's like agreeing with all this shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? never mind, let's not do this anymore. So kind of
Yeah.
like pulled the rug under her. So
I will
You
say
guys
it's
are right.
wild to be proposed, like engaged for 10 years. That is kind of crazy. I've never heard that before.
You ever watched The Office?
and who was engaged for 5 years or 10 years on that? Oh, Pam, right? You're right.
Pam. Yeah.
Pam and Roy. Yeah.
I think they were
And how did
5.
that work out?
3 years? 5? Poorly. Poorly.
But I mean,
I know-
their reason was pretty valid, though. You know, there was a lot of life events that happened, so we don't know.
Yeah.
how extreme
I mean,
those
every
situations were.
relationship is different. I have a friend that's been engaged for probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh, well, and 100% in the last few years, like with COVID and everything, I understand people like putting that off because, you know,
Yeah.
there have been barriers. But 10 years is like, that's a long time. That's a decade.
10 years is quite a while.
Just to me, that's a little bit long. But I mean, not necessarily the asshole for that. You both probably agreed to that, so that's fine. All right, and with that, we're going to hit an ad break so that Sean can hopefully pay for something on the bachelor trip.
I'd like to have a meal.
You get one meal, a bowl of rice.
I'm in
Sean.
Miami. I'm just gonna catch a fish with my hands. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's how I'll do it, and that'll
That's
last me the
absolutely
3
what
days.
they
Miami.
do.
Just spear fish. I can make a spear. How hard could that be?
Probably not too hard.
That's what I'm saying.
But catching the fish will be.
Having a spear at the beach might be problematic, though. That might
Yeah.
get
In
me in
Florida,
trouble.
absolutely not. You're fine.
Actually, yeah, it's the land of the free over there.
Yeah, unless you're, we're not going to get into it. We're just going to go to the ad break.
Rob DeSantis.
I'd like to throw the spear at DeSantis.
Wikimaniacs, do you want to unlock your passion or learn a new professional skill? All right, I'll stop. Whether you're interested in photography, design, business, or anything else, you can find thousands of classes on Skillshare.com. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can explore your creativity and learn from experts. And guess what? You can get a 1-month free trial if you go to the link in our description. Last one, I promise, right now. That's right, 1 month of unlimited access to all the classes you want. So don't wait, go to the link in our description and get a full month of unlimited access to Skillshare.com. Thanks to Skillshare for supporting the show. And we're back.
Fuck
Sean
Matt
and-
Gates. That doesn't make sense to you guys, but we know.
Sean
We
and
know.
John were on a rant while we were on break. I just let them, vent it out a little bit. It sounded like they needed it. So
Yeah, that's fine.
It's been a rough week.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, yeah.
That too. Yes.
Do you guys have student loan debts? I imagine.
I don't. My
wow.
wife does. Not a
Okay.
lot, but I mean,
My
it's
wife
just
does.
more so
Has
that
a lot.
it's just the ethical. How are we bailing out everybody but Americans? Crazy.
Banks, airplanes.
Banks, airplanes, military, fucking politicians getting sex workers from out of the country to come here. I don't fucking fuck Matt Gates.
Everyone
We're moving
love
on.
Everyone except for the common people. That's how it works. We'll get into that in one of our later stories, actually.
Why don't you
so
stop talking politics? Make me.
We'll get into that. We have a story
Write
later.
another 3-star, you jabroni.
We have another story later that will get us there. So this next story is cross-posted by Phoebe the Fan, Goat, and it's titled, "Am I the asshole for refusing to go to my son's wedding since my husband is only invited to the reception?"
You don't want to go to the wedding because the husband is only invited to the reception?
Yes.
Yeah, not the ceremony.
Ye-
Look, you reap what
Yeah.
you sow.
Your husband probably an asshole and did something to why they're not invited to the wedding.
Fair enough. Yeah. Like,
And you're enabling that shitty behavior.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with if you're not at the ceremony, you're probably the asshole.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They want you there. You can't be conditional with your want to be there for your kid.
These are getting hard, Josh. I'm learning.
they get
AI
harder and
Josh is
harder as we
learning.
go.
Yeah, which one of these is fucking AI? God damn it.
The Matt Gates one. Oh wait.
No, true. Google
Our-
it.
So let's hop into the story and see if you guys are correct. My eldest son is marrying his childhood sweetheart later this year. He has always had a difficult relationship with his stepfather, whom I married when he was 16. Since his fiance is his childhood sweetheart, he's been telling her how he thinks my husband has had a negative impact on him and my other children right from the beginning of their relationship. And she says she has seen firsthand how it's affected him, and she understands his decision and won't encourage him to invite my husband. They are inviting a very large number of guests, but my husband has been left out. He's only invited to the reception. I have made it clear that I will not attend the wedding unless my husband is invited. Even second cousins are attending the wedding, but his stepfather has been excluded. My son simply said, that's okay if that's what I've decided. So am I wrong to do this?
What a king. I think you are
the son, you
an
mean?
asshole. Yeah, the son is
Okay.
the king, not the fucking stepfather. Yeah, what a
Gotcha.
fucking king owning your fucking stepchildren, bro. No, that's not what I'm saying. I should
Gotcha.
clarify, Josh. You're
Yeah.
right, thank you. The son that is getting married is a king for being like, that's what you want. That's what you want. You know what I mean?
Peace. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you suck. I think you should be there for your kid. It's like you don't take any credence. Is that the right word I'm looking for? You don't take any, like, you're not taking him seriously when he talks about how badly
He was treated.
your husband, has affected his life. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
and it sounds like that's been kind of a common topic and you kind of just have brushed it under the rug. So, that's probably why he's so okay with you not going at all, to be honest. You kind of did it to yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of a red flag when he's just like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
He didn't even think about it for a second. He's like, yeah, no, he's not coming. So if you don't want to come, you're not invited either. So
No, I completely agree. OP's the asshole in this situation. And I think the mother didn't stop and think for a second. If that stepdad did such a number on the kid and decided not to invite them to the wedding, the fact that he was still invited to the reception is giving me the indication that
The way you slowed that down
He said
got
it-
me really scared.
No.
The way you slowed that
I
down
was like,
it's
really
coming.
got me scared. I was like, don't do
I had a
that.
lump on my throat. Guys, I'm taking medication. It sucks. I can't speak half the time. I'm slurring my words. But
wait,
the fact that
there it is.
yes. Well, I don't know how to speak. Okay, so
I don't have that
I'm not
button,
reading
okay?
shit right now. I'm not reading shit, Josh. Yeah, the fact that the stepdad was even invited to the wedding or to the reception gives me an indication that your son was thinking of you. Because it's like a wedding is probably a wedding ceremony is probably 40, 50 minutes tops, but a reception is hours. So your son was probably thinking of you and be like, oh, hey, well, at least they can hang out. I don't have to interact with them. But trying to accommodate you in some way. But no, you're still being a selfish dickhead about it. So yes, OP, you're absolutely the asshole in this scenario. You don't miss a momentous moment for your kid's wedding, especially their childhood sweetheart.
Okay, so I am surprised none of you were curious as to why they had a difficult relationship. I like
I'm
that
just
you just
trusting
backed
the
him
kid.
100%.
Yeah, we're just trusting the kid. It's his experience, you know what I mean?
No, and that's how it should be. I mean, you should just you should trust them. If he doesn't want him there, then that's absolutely should be the case. You just trust something.
They set a
off.
boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got receipts, boys, to kind of cap off this story with some comments. So shout out Phoebe for screenshotting these comments. So the first comment doesn't actually have a where OP was responding to, but I assume some unknown commenter asked, why does your son have a difficult relationship with your husband or something along those lines? And OP responds, it's because I had an affair with my now husband while being married to my ex, who is my son's father, but my son's anger should be directed at me, not my husband. So stepdad is the affair. Yeah, stepdad, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Side piece. Turn main piece.
Side piece, turn main piece. So it's becoming clearer where the animosity is coming from.
He views his stepdad as a homewrecker, I can only imagine. So,
Yes.
So, yeah, I get it.
Commenter Gemalosa Avicia said, OP mentioned in another comment that the stepdad is an affair partner. That's why the son doesn't like him. And then OP responds to that There was only one reason. He thinks my husband broke our family apart. His father didn't take it well, even though he knew that our marriage was ending. So my son harbors a lot of bitterness towards my husband over this. Even though it's been 9 years since I've remarried, he never let my husband build a relationship before he left for university and told my husband to leave him alone. He always refuses Christmas invitations. He did come to my wedding, though, as did one of my other 2 daughters. The other 2 children declined, so he's usually considerate and thoughtful towards me, but that's not happening this time. I've tried to get through to him through his fiance, but she doesn't want to get involved. She once had family dinner where my husband was invited a couple of years ago, and that didn't go well, so now they seem to be convinced that they don't want to try. So I think with
Good
all
riddance.
of that, understandable why
Yeah.
he doesn't want you at the wedding.
And they're entitled to feel that way. They feel like their family broke apart because of this whole affair. So
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
fair to me.
I fucking hate is hearing cheaters be like, well, my partner knew it was over. Then fucking end it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then fucking end
Yeah.
it. Why? If you know it's over, end it. I hate that excuse. I
Speak
fucking
that shit.
talk your
Sean.
shit,
shit.
Sean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
they
go.
knew it was over. I didn't catch them by surprise. I think you did. I think
Yeah.
you might have.
Yeah, because it's one side at that point, and like I don't know the specifics of their relationship, but just end it if you're thinking about doing that, because it's just so much easier on everybody in that scenario, and like it just your son wouldn't be going through this whole thing.
He
Knowing
might
that
actually
you know.
like the stepdad had you
Yeah.
introduced him in a
Yeah.
proper way.
Yeah. There are tons of step parents that come into a family and are loved. That is not the way to come into a family and expect to be loved. Yeah. So thought I'd just cap off that story with the
That's
truth.
a good update. That's true. We didn't ask. We're like, what did you do?
Yeah, usually you do, John, but that's okay.
We just
that's okay.
trusted the kid immediately.
I like it. It's good. All right, and with that, we're going to hit another quick ad break, and we'll be right back with some more stories, so stay tuned. And we're back. Boys, it's time to hop into the divisive story that I said was coming up.
Ooh.
This one could get political, so if you hate that stuff, you can skip it. But it's cross-posted by mgem321, and the title is very long. It's titled, "Am I the asshole for saying no at the last minute to holding my grandpa's wake on the property I inherited from him after I found out the wake was really a 4th of July party in disguise?"
Oh, and no,
Okay.
because
I'm gonna
unless the grandpa is kind of like a don't cry for me for the bad time, smile for the happy time, or some you know that.
Yeah. My nan was like that.
So if it's in the spirit of
The
this
deceased
man loved
person.
to party and loved to have his family together, his wake should be a celebration of life.
Loved Murica.
Yeah.
You know?
But you did say it gets political, so I do fear that it's a bunch of MAGA, pow, 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 and then I don't know.
Could be. What are you saying, John?
Yeah.
Or
what did
I don't
say?
even know if Sean has.
Yeah, I
given
don't know if I
answered no, I
decisive
think.
answer.
I think you said
yeah.
no at first.
I'm gonna lock in no. I
Okay,
said no,
okay.
and then I was like, but, and then I'll just
It's always
I already
a
said
Sean Crossroads.
yeah.
I've convinced
I like
myself
that.
this way, but I could convince myself this other way.
For sure.
Trying to play both fields there, buddy.
And then John just listens and goes, "Those are all good points. I'll take the
Which
best day."
one should
Yeah,
I
that's
pick?
how it goes.
I'm gonna go with yes, even though I am nervous, and I don't mind being wrong. I am nervous though that because you said it's gonna get political, there could be a chance that it could be one of those, super racist people. But the way I'm hearing it right now, it's someone not honoring someone's wishes, especially if it's a property. You said it was
That you inherited. From
Inherited,
the,
yeah.
from
inherited.
the dead.
So yeah, I feel like it has something to do with like a will or something, and they're choosing not to honor said will.
I see. Okay. I like where you guys are going with this. Let's hop into it and see which way this goes. I I would
nervous.
issue a trigger warning if it was going to get racist or anything like that. It does not go there, so I just want to clear that up.
Well, not fuck that it doesn't get racist, but fuck that I'm immediately wrong. Fuck that I'm immediately wrong.
All right, so my grandpa passed away in April, and we finally got to the division of his estate. I got 6 acres of what was left of the family farm, and in brackets, it's not productive anymore, and it's just an unlivable house. My plan is to subdivide it and sell it to developers. So, my cousin asked me if we could have his wake there since it's the last bit of the farm that my great-great-grandpa bought. I said sure, but for some reason it didn't click to me that they were having the wake on 4th of July. I despise a country where housing is unaffordable, where approximately 60 million people are homeless and don't eat enough, not wearing a mask when people are literally dying is a badge of honor, where we sacrifice children to a piece of paper, and people literally shoot beer cans because someone they don't like is printed on it. I haven't celebrated for the past 4 years, and I never will again. When the emails started going out yesterday about the wake and talking about having a barbecue and kids swimming in the creek and setting up red, white, and blue decorations, I stepped in and said, I thought this was a wake. They said that my grandpa loved the USA, and a wake combined with a 4th of July party was exactly what he would have wanted. I said, everyone knows my feelings, and I'm not having this party on my property. My cousin said over 100 people are coming, and she can't change the venue now. I said, I don't care. I thought this was us out there for 20 minutes saying nice things and then leaving. And then in brackets, he says, hopefully never to see each other again. She asked how I did not clue in when she gave me the date back in May. I said that it was my fault, but I'm still not allowing the celebration of a third world failed state birthday on my property. She asked me if I realized how... How does that make you feel, Sean?
The bigot was on the other side of the spectrum this time. There are bad people on the left. This is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Fewer, but yeah, there are. She asked me if I realized how it's going to be impossible
I
to
hate
find
that I predicted it like sort
the
of
other way?
like the other way where,
Yeah.
you know, this like getting away from like the ideals and vibes of the grandpa. So it
Right.
sucks that I predicted it both ways, and one way ended up being absolutely correct, and it being the one I didn't go final answer on. So that's cool.
Yeah, you're bang on sometimes, Sean. You just don't always go the right way.
Yeah.
You don't lock in the correct prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So she asked me if I realized how it's going to be impossible to find a venue on July 4th for a wake, much less taking away the spiritual connection to the farm where Grandpa grew up. I said, it's not my concern. She should have been honest with me from the start. She said Grandpa's Vietnam friends are in their 70s and 80s and are traveling specifically for this. I said, again, it's not my concern. I woke up to 40 plus emails from my family calling me everything from a hypocrite piece of shit to something I don't know if I could say. I don't know if that's a slur.
Just avoid it. Just
okay.
in case.
It's a Pinko. Pinko asshole, which is like a leftist.
I was gonna say, isn't that a game on fucking Price is Right?
Price is Right.
Oh yeah, I think it is. You're right.
Oh, Palinko.
Is it
Palinko?
Palinko? Yeah.
Yeah.
Palinko,
Like the ball bounces down. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. So am I the asshole? Sorry, that was a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean.
Just
let me go
don't
first because
go.
I'm not as political as I would say. I think you're gonna go off on this, so I'm gonna be quick and say my point. Yes, you're an asshole, and I want you, OP, to reread the shit that you just fucking wrote. You said you live in a goddamn, you said third-rate country or whatever, or what they say?
Third world failed state.
Third world failed state, and how you're so goddamn concerned about it's a country that failed like its housing market, yet you're selling your fucking inheritance to
That's
a developer.
exactly where I was going to go with that.
I want you to read what you said carefully and let it marinate. Sean,
Yeah.
the floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, let me sell it to, you know, our homelessness problem. Let me sell it to developers who will make Airbnbs that no one will live in.
And jack the prices up too.
And jack the
a
fucking prices
stupid
up.
amount of money. Yeah.
Look, you know, oftentimes when we talk about politics, it's the fucking MAGA extremists. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and to be fair, they do cause a lot of shit problems. But, every once in a while, it is good to hear. Well, not good to, hear.
Not
but
good.
It's good to get both sides. We're not totally fucking blind to the fact that a lot of the times everybody sucks in this country. You know what I mean? Yeah, this guy is so full of their own shit. It's incredible. Yeah, like John already said, they already are hypocrites. I'm gonna sell the land to developers. You could have built, something. You could have built a house that could store your family. You got 6 acres. That's at least 6 homes you could build. And
I was gonna say, or
have
sell
your
it to
family that don't live there.
People
or sell
that
it to
need home, or
people
like
that need
know,
homes.
something. Like
But you're selling it to developers who knows what they will do with that. And 2, if you don't want to celebrate, don't. Just fucking don't be there, right? Or be there for the spiritual part in the beginning and then dip whenever everybody's fucking barbecuing it up. You know what I mean? You're going to sell it anyways. Why? What do you care what happens to it? You know what I mean? It's the wake and it's a party. I'm sure your family's not going to fucking trash it and then like not clean up, especially because it's for the grandpa. Everybody seems to have some kind of spiritual connection to this place except for you. So yeah, the OP is absolutely the asshole, absolutely a hypocrite. You're making us look bad over here on the left. Yeah.
And this is why I stay in the middle, baby.
the middle's not great either. There's assholes there too.
There's assholes everywhere. Look, libertarians.
But I don't lean on any side. I'm Rod Swanson.
Libertarians that are whatever.
Yeah, libertarians
are
problematic.
Are often pretty problematic. I believe Joe Rogan is a libertarian. So if
God damn it, never mind. I'm
a lot
gonna
of the
jump
libertarians
somewhere.
are pro, lowering the age of consent. So I would not side myself with them either.
I side with. Okay, what about I don't side with any political parties, and that's like
You're
particularly in the
apolitical.
middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sure,
I mean, you
let's
could
do
do
that.
that.
Fucking hate
fair.
politics.
But when you complain
with
about
passion.
stuff, you have to realize that there's people that are anyway. We're getting off to the topic I didn't want to get to. Here's the thing. I agree with everything you've said, Sean. I do agree with him. Like his the points that he made in like not wanting to celebrate the country is like, if that's your reason, you don't want to celebrate the country, you don't have to. That's fine. There's tons of people who have their reasons not to, like Canada as well. Like if you don't want to celebrate Canada because, you're an indigenous person and you see it as like a plight on your people to celebrate it. That's absolutely fine. I don't think anyone's forcing you to celebrate it, but you are an asshole for completely going, like stating all of these, like,
You're
principles
virtue
that
signaling.
principles that you stand for, and then just immediately 180ing and being like, oh, I'm selling it all to developers. It's like, cool, man. Yeah, that's going to help the homeless problem. Real nice work there. You're an asshole.
That selling to developers ruined his whole argument.
Well, not even that.
And I think
'cause
even minus that, like, just don't be there, right?
well, here's my thing. Like, that's a side argument that has nothing to do with the actual like a question. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get semantic about it, Sean, that has nothing to do with the question. You are celebrating your grandpa who has passed away, and this is his farm that he lived on. Like, presumably, I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And
grew up on.
if you don't want to celebrate the 4th of July, don't. You can
Don't.
show up and just, pretend it's a wake. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're there, what does that really contribute to the homelessness? It doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't have to take place in the fireworks or the barbecuing or any of the decorations if you don't want to. But this is like a place where your grandpa and all these people have a connection to. Let them have that one last goodbye or whatever, and then they can fuck off and you never have to see them again because you're going to fucking sell the place anyway.
Sell it anyways.
Which is shitty to do. But anyway, so that was, I agree 100%. It's just the assholeness is at 2 different levels here, which is wild. So it was very political in the comments section.
Oh, shit. I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you don't agree with leftist ideas, that's fine. But I don't think he stands for a lot. I don't think he's truly a leftist, if we're being real. With that, we're going to move on to the next story. Cross-posted by one of the new goats, dead_god9. and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Wanting to Change My Daughter's Name Because I Hate It? Yeah, they're getting tricky. They're getting tricky.
Did you not name your daughter?
We'll go with no.
Presumably. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What if they were recovering when they gave birth
Okay.
and then the baby daddy probably was like, oh, she's knocked out. Let's name him Red Tilda or something. Throw back to an old story.
I love Reddit.
Because I love Reddit. And today I learned Red Tilda.
But you can always get it changed like when they're baby. I think you have like a while, right?
Do you?
I don't
know the rules about that.
I don't
I feel
know
like
either.
you can change the baby's name.
I feel
I
the
don't know.
first 2 years they don't respond to anything anyway, so it's like
Yeah.
just change it.
It's just come here, baby.
I like
I don't
that.
know if you call that to kids or come here, little shithead.
Come here,
Yeah, I
kid
don't
number one.
I'm gonna let John pick first, and then I'll pick out.
Oh,
I already said mine. I'm like, you're not the asshole.
All right, I'm already down. I'm already one L lower than John, so I'm gonna just stick with John. Let's not make the gap any
keep it
further.
close.
Yeah,
Just-
keep it close.
make sure I don't fall any lower. I like it, Sean. I like it. All right.
I don't feel strongly one way or the other. I'm just gonna copy John.
All right. So I, 27 male, was dating my ex, 26 female, for 3 years. It was a happy relationship in the beginning, but the longer we stayed together, the more we realized that we just weren't right for each other. She admitted to me that she didn't want kids, and I was okay with that. Kids were not a deal breaker for me. Sure, 1 or 2 would have been nice, but if I dated someone that hated them, I couldn't live with that. Well, around the time we broke up, she announced that she was pregnant. We took all the preventative methods, but it still happened. I can't lie, though, I was over the moon. We decided to keep the baby, but my ex told me that she wanted me to file for custody. She wanted to be in our child's life, but she didn't want the responsibility of having a child around 24/7, which I completely respected. I offered her weekends only so she could focus on her career, and she accepted with no hesitation. Soon enough, the time came and we found out we were having a little girl. Now, this really made my ex happy. She was really into celebrity culture at the time and still is, and was delighted with the idea of giving her a unique name because it
Stormy.
seems to be the trend at this moment.
Red Tilda.
She was obsessed with looking through unique baby name pages or coming up with unique ways to spell certain names.
It's Uniqlo.
Eventually, she came up with Peyton Starlight, and Peyton is spelled Paighttynn.
Ooh.
Good Lord.
N double N.
Double N at the and Starlight spelled how you would imagine Starlight. It's also
Starlight?
hyphenated.
Mid-scored.
Mid-scored. It's mid-scored. Sorry, I apologize.
Get your shit together, Josh.
And then she would pronounce it as Peyton, Payton. And I instantly despised it.
Oh my God, she's a PSL.
A what?
PSL.
Oh, pumpkin spice latte.
Spice latte.
Peyton
It's just an acronym.
Starlight.
Peyton Starlord. Or Starlord. Starlight.
Star Lord. Now we're talking. I'm into Star Lord.
Now, okay.
Peyton Star Lord's pretty sick, actually.
Hey, that is actually a pretty cool name.
I expressed to her that I was not a fan and tried to suggest something more normal, much nicer sounding names, but no. She had her heart set and she wasn't budging. The name was like Marmite to a lot of people. Some loved it and some hated it, but they never explicitly told her that for fear of upsetting her.
What's Marmite?
Marmite's like Vegemite.
Oh, that little spread?
Yeah, that some people hate and some people love. I've never tried it.
Oh.
Yeah. Shout out to UK and Australia. I think that's where it's
Australia.
mostly. Yeah. Yeah. The name had already caused a few arguments, and she was the type of woman that posts statuses on Facebook along the lines of, if you don't like what I choose to name my daughter, either suck it up or stay out of her life kind of thing. It broke my heart having to go down to the registry and announce that our daughter's name was that monstrosity. I
Peyton
hate it.
Starlord.
I hate it to this day. Fast forward to now, our daughter is 2 years old and I have full custody. She lives with me. Her mom sees her occasionally, but most of the time makes excuses as to why she can't. I still hate the name with a passion. People told me I would grow to love it, but I just can't. Now I've looked into it, and there is a way that I can change our child's name legally because I have full custody, and my lawyer has been very helpful about the situation. But when I told people I was considering it, it caused a very mixed reaction. Some people agree with me, while others think I should just suck it up. What about your child that has to suck it up?
Yeah. You know how hard it is to spell that name?
Oh my God, every teacher is going to hate her just for like having to write that down. Oh my God. I just fear that her name is going to hinder her when she's an adult. With a name like that on a professional application for jobs in colleges, no one would ever take her seriously. And I'm terrified of what other kids will say. So what do you think? Is changing her name a bad idea?
I don't think so. I don't know the whole intricacy of like having full custody, but I'm pretty sure if you have full custody, then you take care of that kid, and it's gonna be your own like responsibility, 100%, right? So I would say you can change it. To me, if there's a compromise, like if you want to change her name, just change her spelling of Peyton to like the normal way of spelling it.
Yeah, I think that's the smartest
maybe
change.
Get rid of the Starlight.
No,
if
Star-Lord
you're not-
now can't canonically.
I can't.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
you know what? Screw
Request
it.
them to edit the post and make it Star.
Yeah, just take the Star-Lord middle name away or something and just stick to Peyton, so that way at least the kid can still kind of remember like, oh yeah, my name is Peyton, but it's just spelled normally. So that's my compromise for that. But other than that, I don't think you're an asshole, because you are thinking about your kid in the long run.
I agree with what John said. I think you're not the asshole.
As someone with a weird spelled name, Sean, how do you feel about
Dude,
this?
everyone's
Actually-
spelling your name incorrectly now.
It's
fucking
it's
funny.
crazy that everybody is fucking stupid and can't spell the correct way to spell my name. I will say this. I
Can
do
you see my
disag-
sign? I pointed
No.
out
Oh, I
on-
can't see it.
for YouTubers. It says send Sean money, and then it says SNT.
Absolutely, fuck you, Josh.
Can't be that mad. It's got your.
I can't see it.
You just expand the screen.
Oh,
I will say this though. I think she's young enough. She doesn't really. I mean, she probably knows her name, but you know, she's not super attached to it. She's 2. I would suggest what John said. Just change Peyton to a normal way of spelling it. I will say though, I hate changing names for the benefit of a teacher or the benefit of a resume. I think that's bullshit.
Well, I think in the long run, it's a benefit for your child, right? I'm not saying this is like an excuse, but kids will bully, and like you're setting them up for failure with that kind of name, and just like correcting it, because it's Peyton anyway. Why not just spell it like a simpler way so that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is different because this doesn't come like culturally, but like say I had a super Asian name, you know what I mean? And then I have to change it to fucking Joe just because I'm in America. I think that's fucking stupid.
I think that's a different argument though, and I agree with you.
Yeah, but I feel like, if you did want to name your kid something that you think is unique, I mean, fine. That's your thing. I think, and that kid can change their name, whenever they want. If they get older, they'll be like, hey, I'm fucking getting wrecked at school. Like, what can we do? Because I don't love this anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of changing names for other people. But again,
That's
she's
fair.
2. She doesn't have any idea. But like, I don't know. It always upset me whenever like my Asian friends were like, "Oh, my Vietnamese name is this, but my
I
American
hear
name
that a
is
lot.
this." I'm like,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. You should just have a Vietnamese name,
That's fair.
I just think it's like a little different in this scenario because it sounds like the OP never had a choice in terms of like the name.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
it wasn't like a collaborative, like, hey, we're both gonna decide their name is like Peyton Star-Lord, whatever.
Yeah, and it's the
right?
parent that is least around, which is also
Yes.
a part of the story. So
Yeah, I agree with you guys completely on changing the name. I'm just the notion of changing names for other people upsets me.
right. I did the teacher thing was a joke. I want to make that clear. I doubt any teacher will hate her, but it's definitely like, kids are terrible to each other sometimes, and so I would never want to set up my kid to be bullied.
that
being
Key
said-
and Peele skit, the substitute teacher skit
Hey,
will always be
Aaron.
my favorite.
Aaron.
Balaki,
yeah.
Oshag Hennessy.
I don't know what he would say with this.
pronounce it correctly.
Peloton.
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 Yeah. So I do agree, Sean. I think, you shouldn't have to change it for other people, but I get where he's coming from as a father trying to look out for his daughter. Trying to set them up for as much success as possible. As someone with a basic fucking name, it is also annoying because I had times in my classrooms where I was one of 6 Joshes, and it's like, cool. Like, this is a 30 classroom people, and we are 1/6 of the classroom. You know what I mean? So it's I see the appeal of having a unique name, but I think there's a limit, I guess, in my mind personally. But yeah, so that's kind of where I stand with that one. I'm saying not the asshole if you change the name. She's also 2, and you're the primary caregiver. So if you think it's what's best, I think go with your heart. And with that, Wikimaniacs, we're gonna close out the episode. Sean's teeing up.
I'm so sorry.
Needs to pee again.
Oh my god, he's gonna miss the outro. I'm gonna outro without him.
Just fine.
This is the second time, Wikimaniacs. This is how long
he pees
our
a
show.
lot.
He's got to stop drinking that kombucha. It's making him too regular.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Close it off, brother.
That's it for just like Sean should close off his stream. No. That's it.
You did
for
a
this
piss poor. You did a piss poor job on that one.
What did you think? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on our Discord, in our YouTube comments, on our subreddit, wherever you can find places to comment. We love to hear your thoughts. If you want to hear more, including the last 2 stories that we did, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. You unlock those bonus 2 stories, as well as extra stories Wednesdays if you're a $10 patron, and we do monthly bonus episodes as well. I just put together.
You get to see the punishment this month, or next stories, or next bonus, I guess.
And I just put together so what I do at the end of every month is I put together all the previous month's extra Friday stories, and I put them into a 1 episode so they're easily consumable. And it ended up being like an almost 2-hour episode. So it's a whole 2 other hour of content.
If you want
that. Don't forget, you can also submit your own Am I the Asshole stories to us on our subreddit. You can also cross-post your favorite Am I the Asshole stories at r/Reddit on Wiki. Thank you, Sean and John, for coming on again and giving your takes. Thank you, Sean, for coming back from your pee break. Appreciate you.
Whoa, what? You didn't cut that seamlessly where I never left?
No, we left all that in.
Wow.
More and more people are learning how regular you are, Sean. So
my bladder, I need to do Kegels. I need to get
just do them during the episode.
I try. If you're on the Patreon, and if you're just watching me on the Patreon, you'll see me
squeezing that thing.
Doing this.
Dude.
My fucking whole body is shaking. I'm kicking, I'm turning to try and
You've
change
now
my focus.
Unlocked. So many people are going to go back and just scrub through content to try and find moments where you're concentrating.
If you ever see me start swaying back and forth or moving, it's because I'm trying to fucking hold my shit together. I pee way
This
too
man's
often.
This man's screen was frozen for a while, and he was doing timeout, and we were ignoring the shit out of him. So.
Please tea, please tea.
Tea so he can pee.
All right. So with that, Wikimaniacs, thank you for another amazing episode. We'll see you guys on Monday.
I gotta start making my runaway while I pee cooler because I fucking waddle out of here. Anyways, later, guys.
Bye.
I have a treadmill down here, so I'm always trying to avoid it. I'm waddling out of the. Okay, it doesn't matter. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the 5th time, it's your boy Sean.